I do believe we're live. So I'll say indeed. And greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. It is a pleasure to have you here again. We're dancing on this side. My dad has a meeting going on that side, so trying to create some space. Stuff is on fire around us right now as well, but there's not much I can do, is there? Nope. I can dance though. I can do a rain dance. There's not a cloud in the sky. Can you see that? Yeah, you can see that. There's so much fire. Yes, fire. Fire everywhere. Yay. I am so zapped. Like, I have extreme mental clarity, but my body is dragging. I am fully in ketosis. I did check that part. I'm very much ketosed up. Hey, Connor. And Adam Adamson. Adam being here for Wednesday. Hey, that is true. It's Wednesday indeed. My dudes. I can smell the smoke in the air. I appreciate not. No. I'm really having a rough time. I don't know if I'll be good at dancing right now, but I'll try. I try. I try, even though body has no energies. What? Okay. Interesting. I don't know why it's doing that. Usually it shows you when you're connected to Bluetooth devices, right? For some reason mine just isn't doing that. Maybe I do it like this. No. Okay. It's fine. Doesn't matter as long as it plays, I guess. I didn't know this track, and it's only 2 minutes long. It's me like a hole in my head. No. Serious, not bad, but not what I want to listen to right now. I was not looking for. Ooh! There's a new MeltMore track. MeltMore is one of my favorite artists. I don't know if his music is still the best, but I'll listen to this one. Ja? Wat moet ik dans? I literally moved myself away from my dad so I can dance. And then upon trying to, I get shouted at. I'm in a meeting. I'm in a meeting here. Let me see if the door was opened up again. Ja, dit sal help as die deur toegemaak word, as ek hom toegemaak het. Maybe I can do like a something like this as well to get the internet be potatoey. Yeah, my dad is also on the internet right now. I'm really not having a good time. Like, I am very like spiritually disturbed right now. Like, it's just like I'm feeling that kriebelig. Disconnected and reconnected. Sam, yeah, check your bingo sheets. Potato internet. Potato internet. I'm pretty sure like I've already hit like 3 of them or something with the amount of bullshit. I really want to be here right now. That's what I'm feeling. Like, I don't want to be here. Bingo is going hard already. I don't want to be here. I want to be anywhere else in the universe right now. I fucking, jeez. Getting shouted at. I'm in a meeting. I'm like, yeah, motherfucker. I know. That's why I went literally to the other side of the house. I dance every Wednesday. Every fucking Wednesday I dance every Wednesday. But no. No. But dance. I'll dance that much. You think you can stop me from dancing? I'll dance anyway. I'll dance harder. I'll do like this. Na 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 na. Seeing Duck Dad. Hey, dude. We're dancing. Bless you like that. Go and get that bread, oh. The fires are getting closer. Micro is saving the planet over there. I'll hire you. Beat. I'm so beat. Mojo's here too. Bless you, Mojo. Bless you another time, and you know why. So much love in chat. I'll catch up a little bit. I don't know this track either. Sounds cool though. Guy's called Relentless. Sounds like it's right up my alley. Let's hear the beat though. An all-in-one song. Okay. Oh, I need speed.
I need no remedy. Speed is all I need. Come push me to the limit. I love it when you try.
Nope. Actually, I've heard this track before. I don't want to. I'm sorry for being so picky. Guy's named Shade. Song's named Twilight. It goes from being very tame to being not tame anymore. And change. Change. Again, no change. I'm sorry, my dude. This track is called Sacred Jungle. Also not one I've listened to before. Experimenting here with these friends. I feel like this one might have something though. myself right now. I can do a backflip on the trampoline. I've never tried on. I can dance though. You didn't change again. Can't hear you, my dude. You're supposed to be able to hear me. Unless you're lying. Do a front flip. Technically a front flip. I'm gonna see if I can fix the audio if it's in fact broken. Maybe you just can't hear me over the music or something. Half-hearted front flop. Don't you be telling me that it was half. I freaking rolled, yo. I didn't see you rolling. Rolling. I am like burning up. I'm TMI. So much sweats. I can feel the air being heavy with the smoke in it. I can hear the sounds of the fire raging. Can you hear it too? Maybe if I go over. Can you hear that? The crackling of the fire as it heads towards us. Again, the house shouldn't burn down, technically. There's like not that much stuff to burn up close to the house. Well, I mean, I'm man, come on. And like these fires are man-made, that's the thing. That fire was lit by people. There are cultures here in my country that believe if you burn everything down, you're like sacrificing it to the gods. And then the gods send you rain in gratitude for your sacrifice. So every year around this time, they burn everything down. Destroy hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of biomass and animals every year. It's like I've been living in this country for a long time. And this has been the way it is. This has just been the way it is. You can probably hear it even more now. What am I supposed to do, yo? What am I supposed to do? I know for a fact that I'll shorten my lifespan if I try and do something about it. But it cometh. All she cometh. I can see the fire now, actually. Alas. There is no such thing as a controlled burn. It's too bad it's not that. Yeah. Unfortunately. Unfortunately, things be burning. Je kan het laat zien, Shante, vandaag. Ja, je kan het zien ook. Dankjewel. Shishta is helping me with the hose pipe. I'll just like wet it here on the side, so yeah, I'm gonna fight fire with that stream of water. Huzzah! Come at me, fire! I'll fuck you up. I'm MeltMore. You can only make me stronger. I pour water. I make water pouring. There's not a lot of grass at the very least. But there's a lot of fire. uh, uh, Firefighter Melty. Soon we'll see fire. We'll see fire soon. I'm no firefighter. Control burns. Here bring mushrooms after. That's true. I think the morels, right? The morels only grow after there's been a burn. Now I understand that burns can be beneficial. You know, I'm not opposed to there being burns ever. I am just opposed to people lighting the fires. Hello, Sissy. Yeah, like this hose pipe won't do much, but I'll just, yeah, just keep it wet. Are those guys gonna be okay? I see that man is close to that fire. At least the wind is not bad today. You're gonna follow it that way. Yeah, exactly. The morels. I've never had a morel myself. I like some. Me and Jovan have already talked about going into the forests and for food. Are the cows okay? The cows are taken care of. The cows got moved. Yeah, and the fire isn't fast. Yeah. Hey, you can see some fire. Look at that. Yay, fire. Yay. Yeah. Those flames are literally 6 meters in the air. Fire. Well, I still have a Wi-Fi range here. That's the other question I'm wondering. Yeah, I should be fine. I can bring you closer. You've never had this perspective before on the farm? I see it now. Well, be safe. Yeah. Fires. I think we should be okay. Like the firefighters are here. You know, I should have probably been disclosing that part this whole time. There are in fact firefighters here who have vehicles, firefighting vehicles, right? With big old spouts that squishes, lots of waters. Rest, Papa. That's nice that Papa can do ni, Papa. My dad looks like he is. You see him in his eyes, and I'm like, bro, what are you gonna do? Oh, What are you gonna do, my dude? Can't fight shit like that, dog. You be sure. Okay, good. Stinks. Hate the smell of stuff burning. It is good that our buildings are made out of brick as well. In California and high fire areas, you're supposed to have a fire safe perimeter around your house. It's called defensive space. Yeah, this is technically that. You know, like the grass is on the floor. I don't know if you've noticed. Maar het is, dat loopt zo water uit. So, ja, ja, ik doe het, maar het gaat niks maken. Ja. Fire, fire, fire lane. Big old fires. Actually, I think not only in high fire areas. Yeah, yeah. Again, like I could show you more. Maybe, right? If I go around this corner, you'll see it's flattened, and it is flattened so that it is a little bit less prone. All right, because again, if it stands high, there's a lot more to burn. It's burning the stuff out in the fields. But I'm stand. Lane, it's nice having you here, bro. I am so frazzled in my brains that I couldn't properly welcome you and say, hi, dude. How you doing? Me and Lane actually had like a little bit of a chat on Instagram the other day. I don't know if I finished it, the conversation. I'm bad with that. I don't use Instagram. But it's nice having you here, bro. Yeah. Wait, one thing. Nee, dat is maar een beetje distressing. Clunk is sound. My dad is like, that's not a nice sound. It is pretty distressing. Hearing the fire's rage. Consuming biomass. Faster than you can imagine. Right? Like think about it. Like per second, probably. Per microsecond even. Out there. That stuff is burning more calories than I burn in a whole day. The amount of calories that we burn today will be probably enough to, if you could convert those calories into food, would be enough to like feed 100,000 people or something. I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe that's a bit excessive. Yeah, a little bit excessive. 10,000 people. Yeah. It's moving that way though. Right? If it was gonna get closer to us, it would have been here by now. Hey Joe, I'm alright. Chugging through the day. How are you? Does the fire span really wide? Or is it just where we can see it? No, it's wide. It's like that entire field is on fire. This is just like one of the sensitive spots where if it gets to here and it like comes up all the way to the building. The building is made of bricks, but it does have a like wooden frame for the roof. So you just don't want fires up against the wall, lighting things on fire, right? Because then it can spread to the rest of the house. Melt, any plans helping putting out the fire? The fire needs to burn the material it has, Nancy friend. That's what it needs to do. These fires aren't put out, you know. Like you can put out the little straggly fires, right? When they don't have much material left to burn, like you can spank those. But the actual fire, it's not gonna get put out. Like, and again, Nancy, that's the other thing as well. I've been through this hundreds, maybe not hundreds of times, but more times than I can count. I've been through this exact same situation. And every single time, without fail, everybody loses their mind around me and tries to do something about it. And then everything burns down anyway. And then everybody leaves, everything got burnt down. And then rinse and repeat. That keeps happening over and over again. Tile or metal roofs are a big help in saving houses. It's true, We have metal roofs as well. We call them sunk plot. It's not very glamorous, but it is durable and not very fire friendly. Right? Like our buildings generally don't like lighting on fire. This building has been standing here for I think something like 80 years. It's been here for 80 years. It's not burned down yet. You know, this shit has been happening the whole time. Counting down my days until I find myself in South Africa again. That's true. Lane? Does Lane know? I think Lane knows, right? But yeah, Joe is coming back. She's officially in the less than a month away. It's nice seeing other parts of the property though. Yeah, this is not the most nice part of the property, full admittance, Nancy. Yeah, alright. I mean, like I don't think I'm gonna be doing anything here. The fire is, as that lady told me, the wind is blowing that way, so the fire is gradually moving in that direction. There's still some stuff going on, but there's still not much one can do. I'll settle down. I'm bringing myself a cushion. Give me a second. Suid-Afrika. Elke liewe jaar. Elke liewe jaar brand alles af. En dan maak ons asof ons iets kan doen daar. Ja. Out of sight, out of mind. Okay, I'm catching up on the comments that I missed before. Passing out right now. My fast isn't treating me same. How's this guy moving this much without passing out right now? Like Joe, I don't know if you noticed, but when I just started dancing, I was dancing slow. And then at some point, the dancing got more aggressive. Maybe that's when you sent the comment. Yeah, I've noticed at least, that when I'm in a fasted state, it like takes some motivation. I have to like convince my body, like, please give me some energy, please. Can I, sir, please, sir? Please, can I have some more? And then my body's like, have some energy. And then I danced. I would lie if I said I'm not feeling pretty boyasied. I'm pretty tired. Working up a sweat was not nice. My name is Doc and I'm going to dig many holes. Many holes. Bless you, bro. The drippy drip. Good things are on the horizon. I have reached out to a very successful professional gardener and we have organized a mentorship to help me start my perennial gardening and native installation business, which was the goal all along. Yeah, as you start to walk the path reveals itself. Isn't that right, Doc Dan? I'm proud of you, bro, for walking the path, man. You'll crush it indeed. We believe in you, man. That's super awesome. Love is true. So much love in chat. Zano, bless you again. On fire. Yeah. Ah, I feel it. I'm so scatterbrained all the time. I can't remember who I need to reply to or not. Yeah. Relatable. Relatable, Lane. I, at least, operate on this belief that you know, right? You know I care. You know I love you. You know that when I have the time to come back into the space that I'll be there for you as well to communicate, right? And there will be no hard feelings or animosity in you not having replied in a certain timely manner. If I'm pushing you or pressing you for information that I need, right, then I might be a little bit more obsessive. But since I'm not in that state right now, or at least, like, let me say it like this instead. If I want you to send me a photo, for example, right, then I might be like, okay, come on, send me the photo. For instance, I asked for photos from some of my friends today who have my flowers on their technologies. My senses are being attacked by this smog, right? Uh, and in that way, I kind of would like for someone to reply in a semi-timely manner because I have a schedule that I want to keep to and I want to get stuff done. But when it comes to matters of the spirit and the soul and the communicating and the life stuff, you know, we're not going anywhere. Time is on our side. That's the fire span really wide. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Jogging through, counting down the days. I bet, Joe. I don't know why I haven't reached out yet, but my band is going on tour later this year. Oh, all right. I'll need to send you the dates. I think we will be in your neck of the woods, Joe, at least close by. Holy shiznit, dude. I'd love to make it out. We'll have to post the dates right out. I'm willing to take a drive. That's so loving. We'll announce the tour tomorrow. Today, I'll send you a poster when I get a chance. That's awesome, dude. You got a KC date lined up? I don't know what that means. Sadly, no. Kansas City? Pretend I know. We're going through Canada, New England, and through to Chicago. Yeah, Chicago is closer to Joe. So what's up, Melt? Oh, things are burning down. You communicate, I communicate. We together share meaning from common knowledge, references, and so on. That's the only thing that we can really say with any degree of certainty anything about, right? Because I can't say much about your experience, your common knowledge, your references, but I can say a bunch about my own, right? And when it comes to the matters of science, it also is one of those things where matters of the heart transcend. I feel tense, so very tense. Oh, all right. Acknowledging that already allowed me to settle into it a little bit. Day 1700. Another round one. We're supposed to be talking about universal versus subjective experiences. That's what I said as my title. Oh, geez. Which one is the one that's bad? I don't know. I'm trying to load. I'm gonna trust it works. Lane, we're in Canada. Lane Jeeves. It's biggity wild to think of where you were musically when we first met 4 years ago. Now you're about to tour into Canada, dude. So much love. Bless him. Thank you, Lane, for including us in that fractal as well, bro. Melty, get your validation here, dear friend. I gotcha. Keep going. Thank you, bro. I will, hoop to hoops. I will put a little bit of validation in my validation tank. Fuck yeah. I shouldn't be cursing. I try to curse less. But cursing has like a certain twang, feels a certain way. Especially the if yeah. Precious Prairie. Dear friend, good morning to you. We're making a stop in Toronto, then into New York from there. That does sound fun. How many people are in your band? And is it the band you started originally? I remember you telling me that you got into a band. Is that the band that you're touring with right now? I think you have like 3 bands, don't you? I think something like that. Melt Your Yoga is uniquely fit to aid you in discharging, which is my reference to breaking preservation, aka psychological flexibility. What is it you were saying, Hoopty Hoops? Your yoga is uniquely fit to aid you in the discharging, in just discharging, which is my reference to breaking preservation, aka psychological flexibility. Maybe you're talking about my yoga as in my life, not my yoga as in my practice, right? Repeating thought loops is no use, so go. I know, I know. I'm not trying to get stuck. I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to understand, and like I feel like I gained some understanding at the very least with thinking about the yoga as, my way of living in this world, not necessarily just my practice in it. And in that way, it is uniquely fit for me to be discharging in discharging, which is my reference to breaking preservation. Psychological flexibility. Have I displayed a high degree of psychological flexibility? Hmm. Feels like a loaded question. You tell me what you think, and I'll ask this machine. You have a fair bit of information on me right now, and we're having this discussion on psychological flexibility. Today's stream topic is about your own personal reference on reality, your individual experience, your subjective experience, that's the word I use in the title, and the universal experience, right? Like there is in my universal experience right now, for example, fire raging around me. But my subjective experience is one of relative calm, whereas I'm seeing the other experiencers in me having a subjectively different experience than the one I'm having right now. With that in mind, tell me, with what you know about me, do I display a high degree of psychological flexibility? And if not, how can I get better? Mm-hmm. A, I see more. Lane says, I've lessened the amount of bands I'm in to just two right now. That moment when you have to cut back on the amount of bands you're in to just two. I love you, bro. That's awesome. I'm touring. The touring band is Melodic Canvas. I joined about 2 years ago. Bless, bro. Lately, I've been experimenting with shifting my language. Instead of saying I am, feeling, or thing, I say feeling or thing is present. Yeah, the identification, right? The I am statements. Hmm. Identifying versus acknowledging, right? I think you have even said it. It takes the weight off my identity. Yeah, because I'm always changing. And it turns out and turns into just an experience passing through water as it flows through the river, right? The river is always there, but it's not the same water flowing through it. Like nervous energy, bro. I think it's maybe my own obsession. You think I have some nervous energy? I wouldn't say I don't. Hoopty hoops. I do have a certain level of nerves. All right, my autisms make me a little bit more sensitive in that way. But at the same time, that sensitivity has allowed me everything that I know and has allowed me my experience, my subjective experience, which I like. I like my subjective experience, as crazy as it is. All right, it's pretty wild, but I like it. I am a little bit frazzled though, especially in circumstances like these where it becomes again like moments like these are these opportunities for us to realize that we are not in control. We would love to be. I would love to, and then all of the fires just get snuffed out. But no, no, I have to either have a tool that can output a lot of water, or I have to put my physical flesh and bone form up against fire. All right, try and beat it with a stick that has a flap attached to it. All right, and it makes me nervous just thinking about it. All right, I've tried, and then I literally get like the equivalent of sunburn on my skin, and my eyebrows are like singed, right? And then I'm like, and then I like have like heavy breathing for like a week. after that experience. So I'm just not willing to do that. I'm just not willing to do that, actually. Actually, I'm more okay with the grass burning than I am with myself burning. They're all around. They are. Being in the present is where it's at. That's great, JVP. Love is true. Being yourself is being humble. Is it? Myself isn't very humble, hoopties. The version of myself that I am tends to be a little bit more extravagant. I like to I like to be boasting, you know, just for the sake of it. Not because I want to make another person feel bad or I want to uplift myself above them, but it's like I like that energy, right? And I do advocate for a certain level of humility, right? I do believe there is a balance to be had in the amount of confidence you show and the humility to tamper down, soften your approach, right? However, just simply saying being yourself is being humble, I don't know. I don't know. It's good to be humble though, right? For other people. Being humble is good for other people, Hoopy. I'll just say that. We can take that as we will. The whole universal versus subjective experience kind of thing. On the universal level, being humble makes other people like the yourself that you are, right? On a subjective level, being humble is like again convincing yourself of something. But so let me tell you what's happening inside my mind right now. I'm seeing Mel's got that pitta energy. Are you talking about? I tend to be pitta too. Are you talking about Shulgin's books? Him and his wife's books? You might, maybe. Are you? Or maybe you're talking about like the yogic terminology. Dasha and pitta. Yeah, there's so much debris. I'm pitta vata. I leave myself open to change as well in that way. I have been many different versions of me, and I will be many different versions still. Hmm. From what I've learned about you, the machine says, I can see it, hoops. Joe knows. Joe is almost like more studied as a yogi than I am at this point. You consistently place yourself in situations of flux, streaming daily, creating art, improvising, showing up without certainty. That's a hallmark of psychological flexibility, choosing movement over rigidity. You hold paradox well. You've spoken about the world being conscious and about the hard facts of water minerals, or about your face turning red from soap and the spiritual alchemy you're undergoing. You allow multiple truths to coexist rather than forcing a single perspective. You practice perspective taking. You don't just describe your subjective calm in the presence of fire raging around you, you notice others' subjective experience and acknowledge their validity. That's high level flexibility, recognizing that reality is experienced differently by different experiencers. I gotta actually be present at work now. Bless you, bro. It was nice to have a break here with you, too. You're always loved. Dear Lane, you know the space is available to you, bro. We do it every day. We'll see you again soon. Uh, Different experiencers. You consciously evolve. You even use the phrase, we must show up for it. Yes, true. That's basically psychological flexibility in practice. Treating your thoughts and your feelings, your self concepts as experiences to engage with, not rigid truths that bind you. I'll keep an eye out for those tour dates. That's true. Ik zie niet goed wat val je altijd. Ik zie niet goed wat val van je lach af en ik haal het in. Attachment to meaning, where you might be less flexible. This is where I'm going to get called out, isn't it? I think so. Where you might be less flexible. This is me being honest, not trying to sugarcoat things. Oh no. I don't know if I want to read this out loud. All right? Because this thing knows a lot about me at this point. Oh my goodness. Let's see it. Attachment to meaning. You hold deeply to mantras like love is true and to your techno optimism. And that's beautiful. And it gives you purpose. But sometimes meaning also acts as subtle rigidity if it narrows how you interpret situations. This must mean something in line with love, rather than just letting the raw data of the experience be. It's true. It's not untrue what it says, the machine. Your drive for transformation. You're always seeking to become. That's powerful. But psychological flexibility also includes the ability to rest in the I am without pushing forward. Sometimes stillness is the flex. So, to your question, I'd say yes, you do display a high degree of psychological flexibility more than most people. You don't have to say that. You don't have to say that, bro. You can just tell me. But like everyone, you've got blind spots where your flexibility curves into its opposite, overcommitting to meaning or over identifying with growth. Ooh, yeah, that's real shit, isn't it? That is some real shit, isn't it? Okay, how to get better. Practice dropping meaning. Try moments where you don't interpret, where the fire is just fire, calm is just calm. No lesson, no symbol, no cosmic story. That widens your bandwidth. That's such good advice. I don't think I've been able to follow it ever, is the problem that I find myself facing. Because I know that that's true, what it says, especially the last part of no cosmic story. I always cosmic story. Always. No matter what's happening to me, I'm cosmic storying. I've literally gone into the divine moment of thought space. And literally in that space, I am trying to cosmic story. And they were telling me, stop that. Stop doing that, oh. And I'm like, but I need to tell people. I need to bring it back for people to understand what I experience right now. And then they were like, no. Stop that. Lean into opposite states. Since you're good at growth and change, practice radical stillness and sameness. I do that. I do that. That I do. I do have some radical stillness and sameness. Stay with a boring or uncomfortable experience without transforming it. Okay, I don't do that. That I don't, that I don't do. Oh, that's a flex muscle too. Catch your musts. Catch your musts. I think I might miss some comments. Shining galaxies. That's why I'm here, to experience different perspectives from peaceful people. Dear Prairie Wolf, I'm happy to be considered a peaceful people by you. The consciousness is there already. How to not block the places where that possibly happens. I love words, activating and expressing the soul, our deeper inner life. It is like a kind of song that we sing into the universe, and every single person's song is unique, something true to their individual experience. Reminding ourselves thereof, I feel, is helpful at the very least. Listening. Catch your musts. Every time you hear yourself, I must, even about conscious evolution, pause. Ask, is this genuine movement or is it rigidity dressed up as growth? Expand your empathy spectrum. You already notice others' experiences. Flexibility grows when you not only see them, but can inhabit them, even the ones that clash with your own calm. You're already walking the right path. Psychological flexibility isn't a destination, it's the practice of adjusting your grip. That's cool. I like that. the kitty was just like staring out into the fire. And then when I turned the camera around to show you, she was like, "Stop looking at me." You see fires? Hmm? You see the fire, meow? Hmm? Oh, meow, meow, oh, meow, meow, meow. The hand to cat ratio either makes me seem very big, but the truth is actually this cat is very small. Yeah, small kitty. Small, smelly kitty, smelly, smellies. Ma, 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 ma. Squeezy, squeezy, squeezy. Squeezy, squeezy, kitty. Make a squeeze, squeeze. Make a squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Squeezy, squeeze. What? You're not done squeezing? Lay down, kitty. Okay. Now I go wash me hand. Adjusting your grip. I always love when I'm in the middle of tension and a teacher reminds me not to use energy where it's not needed. Sam, Chunk feeling better right. Is little Chunk feeling better? I do hope so. You mentioned he's been sick for a little bit. All right, now that I've made it through the dungeon, I've been stuck in for the last 3 days, subjective and universal experience. How are we unfolding that today? So, uh, for one, there's been a fire raging out here, Sam. An actual fire has been raging. All right? And usually when fires rage, people trip out about it. They really worry themselves, like, oh my goodness. And I understand that. I understand. It's a universal experience to freak out when there's fire, right? Because in one way or another, maybe we've died in previous lives, or at the very least, our biology reminds us to be careful of those smells and those sounds. However, my subjective experience today has been one of relative calm, right? Because I've been through this song and dance so many times right now that it's not really intimidating to me. Right? The world can burn around me and I can still find in my subjective experience peace. I can still see it as like, this too. This too. Loosening my grip just a little bit. Roots grow down. Debatable, Joe. He's not running a fever anymore, but he's sleeping a lot still and is pretty crabby half the time. Yeah. Being sick for the first time on planet Earth. What a trip, right? You come into the world, you're like a little beber, and then suddenly something freaking infects your little body, and then your poor little body has to do all it can to defend itself against that attack. Can't imagine that's easy to cope with. I do hope that he feels better soon. For your sake and for his. It's already been an hour, and I want to get a little bit further away. These people. Let me see this quickly. Apparently, hey, Dylan Gebhardt. Hey, I know a few Dylans, but I don't know if you're the Dylan that I know. Whoa, cool. Hopeful. One little part. But let me see this part. Apparently, we're not getting Starlink in South Africa because ICASA has not been met. ICASA licensing conditions. Minister of Communication and Digital Technologies, Soli Malatsi, said to best of his knowledge, Starlink is not yet licensed. Yeah. Oh, my country. What a adventurous country to live in. So adventurous. Always gaining new appreciation for other places in the world. Wishing quick healing to your little man. Thank you, Prairie Wolf, for sharing that sentiment too. Now it's time for me to show you some art. Are your eyeballs ready? This is my 1333rd 33rd. Why did that sound wrong to me for a second? Piece of work that got posted to the Patreon at the very least. Little guy, sending him love and love to the fam too, as y'all getting through this together. Thank you, Shell. Thanks for the golden poop hoopty hoops. Poop so valuable it's golden. Oh, nope, that's the previous one. Hey, Shell, with her heart eyes. Yeah. This little hearty object. Looks like a kind of poop as well. Look at that, hoopty hoops. Maybe that's what you tried to send. Maybe you saw that poopty poop and you were like, I know what that is. All right. Now I'll read you something. I'll read. It's called Fun Little Light on Water. Wishing your man all the best and healing. Thank you. His favorite thing, it is her little baby boy, but I mean, it's her man too. His favorite thing right now is screaming me awake early in the morning, then making baby noises the whole damn time after I get him taken care of so I can't fall back asleep. Earplugs? Have you tried earplugs? I wish there was a place with lots of silicone buds for me to wedge my foot into consequence free. Silicone buds. Like when I read silicone buds, I was imagining buds that you put in your ear. But then I imagine what you're actually talking about, and that sounds like my bird, Sam. Yeah, Xander does that. No, Soberb does that too, where he's just like, and then if it's not that, it's like just straight up fucking screaming his lungs out. All right, fun little light on water. Start with a ripple, not a thesis, just a flicker on the surface. A little yes the size of a pebble. Watch how it travels. Fun isn't something you have. You don't store it in jars with the sugar. You do it like light does. Arrive, strike, change. Angle of incidence, angle of the light. Hit the day at just the right tilt and everything refracts, edges loosen, colors learn to dance. Zoom in. A bubble winks on your tongue. Zoom out. A coastal line shimmers like a grin. Fractal law, the small joy and the ocean joy rhyme. Fun feeds. When it's oxygen, not escape. It lifts you the way salt lifts a swimmer. Buoyancy spelled as laughter. Fun wrecks when it's undertow, dressed as carnival, delirious, delicious, then the shore is gone and your shoes keep running. So test the water. Aftertaste test, does the bright fade clean or leave a film that dims tomorrow? Gravity test, does it make your light? Does it make you lighter without making you hollow? Return test, can you do it again without needing it more? Step through the shimmer. Don't hoard it, enter it. Fun is a doorway with a heartbeat. It opens when you're moving. Sometimes the door is tiny, a perfect click of a pen, a joke landing on the first try, a sun warm patch of floor you claimed like a throne. Sometimes it's the whole sky, baseline, stitching lasers to light, a thousand strangers breathing in one rhythm, the sea applauding the moon. Keep the knowing under the glitter. Light doesn't belong to water. Water lends it a body. Joy doesn't belong to you. You lend it your life. Coldest practice. Touch, release, like skipping stones across a day without mistaking the splash for the lake. If it nourishes, it will widen you. If it destroys, it will narrow you. It's that simple, that hard. And when the party ends and the tide pulls the mirror flat, let the quiet be fun too. The small private joke of being here at all. Because fun is not a trophy, it's a craft. A way of steering the beam so it glances off the hour and throws bright maps on the walls. Enter wisely, leave kindly, carry the shimmer forward. When our then even ordinary water learns a thousand ways to shine. And you, angles set, eyes laughing, walk through the world like a moving light. That was a long one. Jeebies. Thank you, friends, for being here with me. I think of taking astrological readings from a professional. Uh, I have my own biases to that stuff, hoop de hoops. If you have a professional friend who is willing to do that for you at no charge or something, I recommend, just for the sake of knowing. But if someone is going to charge you $200 to astrologically read you, maybe that isn't worth it. And maybe it could be worth it. Who am I to say? It's your money. It's your money. A Julishchitsky means light reader, aka Vedic astrology. Yeah, it helps some people. However, I found that it induces delusion more often than clarity. And people end up being very convinced. Right? And again, all of us want some sense of certainty, but I don't know if that's it. But that's me own bias. Million biases. It's nice having your friends here with me. Thank you for joining, for spending some time, despite the fact that I was a little bit frazzled today. I appreciate you, friends, for joining me. Thank you for spending some of this time, some of this space. Money helps a lot of people, but not us, right? No, that's not what I'm saying, Dreamtooth. It's just like, uh, call it opportunity cost, right? Call it opportunity cost. If you want to go and have your astrological reading done, and because you want to give the person your money, right? If that's what it's about for you, then it's not about the astrological reading, right? It's more like, I want this service done by this person so I can justify giving them cash, right? Where if it's like a matter of, I think I need this thing, and then you need to pay money to get this thing you think you need, that's where I have problems. Melt said he wants no sense. Maybe I make no sense. Let's see what I did there. But I appreciate you, friends, for joining me again. Thank you for spending some time. I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye. Love you, friends.